Welcome to Profiletraders. This is Reza and you're listening to my analysis regarding EURUSD. The big picture, as we are witnessing it on the daily, we are still under the domination of this extremely well established trend line on the downside. And this bounce that we have seen lately was nothing but a price that got way too far from its main trend line, and after getting way too far from it, price gradually came back towards the touch of the trend line, and then unfortunately from there, instead of showing sign of strength and break the trend line, we are now back down again. However, if we have to take into account the severity and the length of this drop and the fact that we have approached parity with the US dollar, it is extremely possible that we are now in the process of building some kind of a bottom. How do we know that it is more of a bottom building than a pause to further drop? My only answer would be that it is now taking quite a bit of a time to build around these levels without breaking down. And therefore, because it is taking its time to build up, I would give it more a chance to be a bottom being built up rather than being a pause for further drop. Therefore, now we have definitely a strong bottom to play against, which is this bottom at 1.046 more or less. And at the same time, we can also draw a very distinct channel that is in place now. Obviously, the trend of this channel is on the upside, therefore it is better off to buy support. And the best support obviously will be anyone that is the closest of this to this trend line up, so that if it breaks the trend line down, you have a place to exit your trade. And the best place to sell would be closer possible to the upper resistance line of this channel. So expecting now more or less a back and forth within this wide established range until we either decide that we have enough bottom building and at some point we are going to come and break the main trend line on the upside. And if we do that, obviously we are going to have a change of main trend from down to up, and this may attract significant buying coming into the market. And if we drag way too long down here and do not bring in buyers to make it go up, then unfortunately the chance of this low to be challenged and eventually even broken is very much so. Now for the very short term, as we have seen the last few hours of the market, we got one good drop and then a second very good drop, and now all we are doing here is just retracing against this big drop that initiated from 12.026 down to here 0.8206. So now we have two big areas of resistance to deal with. First 1.10712 and then second 1.12190. If these two can break to the upside, we should go retest the 1.14614. So that's how everything looks like, big picture and small term picture. Next week will be an important one, because now that we learned GDP didn't actually grow at all. We contracted 0.7% during the last first quarter. Now the whole focus will be shifting towards, with this data in hand, is the Federal Reserve gonna still stupidly flex their muscles with interest rate hikes, or if that whole shame is now out of the picture. And if that's the case, and if the situation in any way improves with Greece and a couple of good economic data with a miracle coming out of Europe, this could generate a good rally on the upside. But this has to be yet seen. Thank you for listening. This was Reza with Profiletraders. If you wish to join our trading community, you can get all my courses and 1 year to my trading room for $550, money back guarantee.